Hi guys, welcome to the channel. I'm officeblokedaz.
Aidan.
I'm Gaynor.
Okay, what's happening? What's new? Aidan moving to the States. Thinking about it?
Depends how affordable these places are.
This is absurdly affordable cities in the USA.
How much can we raise to send him?
I know, that's a good idea. Should we do a GoFundMe page to get rid of Aidan out of here and get him into the USA?
Yeah.
I'll be happy with that.
Yeah, you're already a citizen, so you can easy access.
Yeah.
I don't know where.
I'd have to apply again though, wouldn't I?
No,
no.
you've got everything.
No, you
Social
just need
security
to
number.
renew your passport.
You don't even need a passport. It's got everything. It's got your social security number. It's got everything.
No,
it needs.
no, but his passport.
We just have to re-register.
Just has to do
I
it
think
again.
you deregistered when we left. Yeah. So yeah.
Any guesses?
Absurdly affordable cities in the USA. Detroit. You're talking big cities.
Is it going to be like because you can have like absurdly affordable cities in the United States, but the city's going to be naff, and you just wouldn't want to live there?
Possibly.
Is it going to be like absurdly
regeneration.
affordable cities that are like still quite good though?
You might want regeneration projects going on. So things like I say, Detroit, Gary, Indiana. Gary.
Isn't that where Michael Jackson's from?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Anyway, let's get into it. Absurdly affordable cities in the United States.
Welcome back. Today we're going to find out what major cities in the United States have absurdly low real estate prices and rock bottom costs of living. Now, when I say absurdly low, I mean for a major city. I'm sure you'll be able to find some small city in, I don't know, butt crack Oklahoma that has really low real estate prices and bargain basement costs of living. That's fine. We're talking about the major cities. Every state has one or two. They don't have to be the biggest, they're just the biggest ones in the state. The ones everyone knows. Now, before we get rolling, in the comment section, list a couple you think are probably going to make this video.
What do you think about it
I'm
like
going to list a
that?
couple then. I'm
I've
going to go
got a question. Is Buttcrack a real name?
with Buttcrack, Oklahoma. No, I don't think so.
I wouldn't be surprised if it is. There's a
No,
lot of
if
weird
you-
names. There's a lot of
If
places.
it is, I want to live there.
Yeah.
Everyone, where do you live? I'm going to live the Buttcrack of America. Yeah. But no, I'm going to list a couple what I'm thinking of here now.
Okay.
Cleveland,
Ohio.
Ohio. St. Louis, Missouri. Detroit, Michigan.
Okay.
And I'm leaving it at that for the time being.
Okay.
Maybe Jacksonville, Florida.
I was going to say, the only thing it's mad how every state has like one or at least one or two major cities. So there's like over like 100 major cities in the USA.
Yeah.
That's loads.
You're right there.
Yeah.
There's a lot in it. How many major cities have we got? One, Manchester.
Manchester's the only
It's the only major
yeah.
one anyway. The only one that
All
matters.
the other one are
Yeah.
minor.
Yeah.
You know, we'll find out at the end. That's always fun. Got it? Get it? Good. Let's take a look. Number 10, Columbus, Ohio. Of the three or
Close.
four metro areas in Ohio, Columbus is easily the best. You got Cleveland, which is a nightmare. You got Dayton, which is almost part of Cincinnati's metro area, but Dayton's a nightmare. And then Cincinnati's okay. But Columbus is definitely the best. Columbus is Ohio's capital city, and it offers a low cost of living and affordable housing options. It has a diverse economy with sectors in healthcare, education, and technology. It's a nice city. I've been there quite a few times. Now, one thing I should mention, there are cheaper cities that I took out of the video, Cleveland being one of them. These are cities that you could also find on my most dangerous cities lists.
Oh,
And I
okay.
wouldn't want to be suggesting anyone move someplace that could get them killed. I mean, any place can, technically. You just have better odds in a place like Cleveland, Detroit, St. Louis, just so you know. But if you want to live in a decent city that is affordable and you can live the American dream by getting a house, you should move to Columbus. According to Zillow, the first quarter of 2023, the median home price in Columbus was $242,091.
Wow.
And the cost of living in Columbus is 12% lower than the national average. That's not bad. Number 9, Cincinnati, Ohio. Yep, staying in Ohio for the first two on this
You
list.
proper got the Ohio ones wrong, didn't you?
Everywhere but Cleveland.
In the early days of Cincinnati's history, they had a strong German influence, whether it was American Germans or Germans that came straight from Europe. I mean, at one point in the late 1800s, they were voted beer capital of the world. Now, this is something they do every year. You know, Munich's
good.
had it, and I think St. Louis had it one time, but Cincinnati actually won that award one year. The word Cincinnati is actually part of a German phrase. Translated to English, it's, Klaus, my leather lederhosen is too tight. That's my interpretation of it. I only took one semester of German. Actually, it's in reference to a society during the Revolutionary War, the Society of the Cincinnati. But they definitely have a strong German influence. They even have a neighborhood called Over the Rhine. And if you don't know, the Rhine River is the major river in Germany. In this neighborhood, pre-Prohibition, this is where all the breweries were in Cincinnati and Over the Rhine. If you want to move to Cincinnati and invest in some real estate, the median home price in the first quarter of 2020...
Just go back a little. What were them two stadiums there? I'm guessing one of them's the Reds,
But they definitely have a strong German influence. They even have a neighborhood called Over the Rhine. And if you don't know, the Rhine River is the major river.
There's one.
That doesn't look like
That's
that's baseball.
I think that's college stadium.
Bengals, maybe.
Oh yeah, Bengals. Forgot they got Cincinnati. Yeah.
In Germany. In this neighborhood, pre-Prohibition,
they're close to each other,
this is
aren't
where
they?
all the breweries were in Cincinnati and Over the Rhine. If you want to move to Cincinnati and invest in some real estate, the median home price in the first quarter of 2023 in Cincinnati, according to Zillow, was $239,921. Their cost of living...
I might just take a couple guesses myself to make the video more interesting
I
for me.
think somewhere in New Jersey, like Elizabeth
Trenton.
Really? What about somewhere in Pennsylvania, like Pittsburgh? Or is that not a good shout?
I think Pittsburgh could be a good shout.
I wouldn't really know, to be fair.
I don't think Pittsburgh is that cheap. I think it's quite a big city.
Yeah.
Known for its all its steel industry, isn't it? So there's a lot of industry around there. So I think Pittsburgh might be a little bit expensive.
Maybe. I'm also going to say...
Probably Philadelphia, if anywhere.
Yeah.
Do you reckon? I was also going to say Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Oh, good
Yeah,
one. Baltimore, Maryland.
Yeah. Do you have a guess that you want to lock in for
East
the video?
I was thinking of, because I don't really know many of the areas, I was thinking of New Jersey, so I was thinking like Newark or Elizabeth.
Too close to New York, Gay, I think.
What are the chances of a Texas state, like a San Antonio or...
Yeah, possibly. But I think the East Coast, I think the whole of the East Coast is
expensive.
accessible because of where you are, your location on the water.
Everything, you'll always have a city closer to you as well in the East, don't you?
Yeah, because you're on the water. So I'm not going for any on the East Coast, really.
The ones you named are all pretty... I mean, they weren't on the coast, but
When
like
we
they
were
were...
looking at houses, I remember like Carteret and places like that were very cheap.
Yeah, but they're not major cities, though, are they?
Yeah.
They're little towns in little,
I'm going to stick with Milwaukee. Hopefully that comes up or something.
is also 12% below the national average. It's not bad. Number 8, Louisville, Kentucky, or Louisville. That's like one of those things they do there to know if you're from the area.
See that top right there, Shelbyville. Okay.
Shelbyville.
Yeah.
That's where Kara's just moved to.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So she's just outside Louisville.
Or you're not. Wait for someone to call it Louisville or something like that. It's Louisville. And I'm probably pronouncing it wrong to a lot of them. Louisville's not too far away from Cincinnati. It's just down Interstate 71, about an hour and a half to the southwest. Back in the day, both Louisville and Cincinnati were major transportation hubs, with the Ohio River running right through the middle of both. Well, I guess it's not running through the middle of Louisville. It's kind of off to the northwest. It's on its border, right across the way from Clarksville, Indiana. I was in Clarksville one time. I was just getting gas. And within the 10 minutes I was getting gas, I talked to like 4 people, and that's all it took. I decided never to go back to Clarksville again. As I drove out of town, I was looking for like high power lines or anything like that, because something was messing up the brains of these people. Not that Louisville's much better, but still. Louisville offers a lower cost of living and a thriving art and cultural scene. It has a diverse economy like most places on this list, with healthcare, logistics, and manufacturing sectors. If you want to buy some property here, first quarter 2023, the median home price in Louisville was $236,427. Wow. Now that's the median. If you just bought your house for $350,000, congratulations. But we weren't thinking of you when we made the video. We're talking about the median. The cost of living in Louisville is 5% lower than the national average.
So has he started off with 10 being the cheapest?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what was the first one again? Columbus. So Columbus is the cheapest major city to live in the USA.
These are just affordable cities. They're not the cheapest.
Yeah.
There will be a lot of places that are a lot cheaper. This is affordable cities, which
in a major
cost of living in a major area that's not. He's saying before it's got everything you need to sort of like maybe live there. He's not going to send you to somewhere shit. He said.
Yeah.
That you might get killed.
Yeah.
7, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Pittsburgh.
These days it doesn't seem like Pittsburgh shows up on much, but I have a feeling that's all changing, at least in the next 5 or 6 years. The stats in Pittsburgh in almost every front are trending in the right direction. They have been for about 2 or 3 years now. And I don't think for a long time people really considered Pittsburgh as a great place to live. I don't think that's the case anymore. It's affordable, the stats are decent, they got great schools, you got Carnegie Mellon there, you got University of Pittsburgh, or just Pitt, whatever you want to call it. Their livability score is 82, and honestly, most major cities are lucky if they're 70 or 71. The traffic isn't terrible for a major city, the cost of living is dirt cheap, they got some crime, jobs are coming back, they're not completely there, it's not a boom town or anything like that, but definitely, in the next few years, I bet it will be. If you have a job you could bring with you, you work remotely, great city to live in. And their healthcare is phenomenal. I'd never move there because I'm a Cleveland Browns fan, and I think if you move to Pittsburgh and you're a Cleveland Browns fan, you're kicked out of some secret organization or something. If you want to buy a house in Pittsburgh, the median home price is $229,411. That's the median house price. Their cost of living is 7% lower than the national average.
True, that's
not bad, Pittsburgh.
7%.
Number 6, Columbia, South Carolina. Now, I'm not a big fan of the inland parts of South Carolina. They got some nice places. Columbia's not bad. I really like Charleston. I really like Bluffton. But for an inland city, Columbia's nice. And it plays a part of one of the best conversations that I ever had in my life. I went to school like 1st through 8th grade with this girl, incredibly smart. And I'd seen her and we were talking and she goes, oh, I graduated from Columbia. I'm like, oh, in South Carolina? She's all, no, New York. I was like, oh, did they just recently move it or something? She was so confused. I knew the whole time. I was just joking.
If someone said that to me, I would think they like went to school in Colombia, as in South America.
Oh, that's an O.
No, I know, but if you just say it, it sounds the same, doesn't it?
Yeah.
If someone said I graduated from Colombia, I'd be like, oh, so you went in like
See, I know
country
Columbia,
in South
I know
America.
Columbia in New York, so I would assume it was the New York.
I would.
Yeah.
I've never heard of it in New York.
Right.
Jerking her around, but she was like, no, it's always been in New York. And then I started to realize she was concerned about I don't know, my brain or something, like, I don't know. It was pretty funny. Then I told her I was joking. She laughed and called me a dumbass. I said, now you're sounding like you went to school in South Carolina. And that is when I saw a Columbia graduate spray wine out of her nose. If you want to buy a home in Columbia, South Carolina, the median home price is $224,468. Their cost of living is below the national average, not much, it's 3% lower, but it's still affordable. Number 5, El Paso, Texas. This is another city that people don't really understand. They don't get it. Because El Paso is so close to the border, they think it just sucks. People are so wrong. You need to go to El Paso and see that this is a great city. You know, the city's nice.
Good city.
It's
Yeah.
the people. 100%.
go
The
when we
people
crossed the
there
border?
are amazing. If you
McKellen.
Is that where it
It's
was?
a border in New Mexico.
We went to McKellen, Texas to cross the border into Mexico.
Yeah.
Not New Mexico, Mexico. And,
No, but like the town actually borders New Mexico. Does it border Mexico?
what?
El Paso.
El Paso borders Mexico.
Oh.
So it's we used to do telecommunication equipment, and the distribution center we set up was in El Paso. So I had to go to El Paso quite a bit while it was being set up, and it was a nice little town.
Yeah.
You could hear gunshots from the other side of the border.
You like Mexican food? It's a great place to live. El Paso is a border state. It's got Fort Bliss right there. And right across the Rio Grande, you got Juarez, Mexico. Which that place is a shithole. The best way to experience Juarez, Mexico is, Discovery
Is that
Channel
actually just?
documentary.
Is that the wall that's separating Mexico and USA?
It'd be a border that looks like a bridge to me, but it's some kind of bridge,
Yeah.
isn't it?
So what Trump was trying to build bigger.
It's heavily guarded.
Look at that,
border,
though.
the border crossings.
Not the difference between one side of the bridge
Yeah.
and the other side.
Well, that's
do you
what I
know
said
mean?
when we
Just-
drove through. My eyes went, oh wow, no, this
What
is.
were you driving, like going to Mexico and you're driving on something like that?
You were with us, mate, in the car seat
Yeah,
in the back.
that's what I was
I was
talking about.
driving, and I
You know
went,
when-
this is far enough.
You know when Sophie was
Turning
asking
back.
me what did it look like?
Yeah, I might say, does it look like that?
That was what it was
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Oh.
Place is a shithole.
On
The
my
best
side.
way to experience Juarez, Mexico is, Discovery Channel documentary. That would probably be the best way. Definitely the safest way. I love El Paso. I love the people of El Paso. And if it wasn't so damn hot there, I'd probably move there. If you want to buy a home in El Paso, Texas,
desert.
the median home price the first quarter of 2023 was $211,055. And their cost of living is 12% lower than the national average. Number 4, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Oklahoma City is a very interesting place. They've got a lot of history, and a
That's
lot of it
surprising.
surrounds
Yeah.
oil and free land. Yeah, the city's history began with the famous land run in 1889 when over 10,000 settlers raced to claim land in the area, resulting in the rapid establishment of a city, Oklahoma City at that. This is one that I think's another one that's kind of having a resurgence, sort of like Pittsburgh. For a long time, it was just, I don't know, not many people considered moving there. It wasn't like on anyone's bucket list to live in Oklahoma City. Now people are starting to see how cheap it is, and, they're giving it another look. With the cost of living below the national average, Oklahoma City has a strong presence in energy and in aerospace industries. I honestly did not know that they were big in aerospace until just recently. I grew up in an aerospace town. I mean, I'm in Southern California, right by Los Angeles International Airport, and there were tons of aerospace companies. They're still there, just not like they used to be. But right now in the Oklahoma City area, you could have Northrop Grumman, more than 10,000 employees with them. Boeing, more than 10,000 employees in Oklahoma City. Lockheed Martin, again, more than 10,000 employees in Oklahoma City. The United States Department of Defense.
It's a big energy city. I used to go, remember when I used to drive up to Oklahoma City when I was in Texas in Houston. So I used to go and see clients up there. There's quite a few energy companies.
If it's absurdly affordable, I'd love to live in Oklahoma City. Do you know why? Because someone told me it's home to the biggest casino in the United States.
Really?
Apparently so. Not in Las Vegas, it's in Oklahoma City.
Didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
Learn something new every day.
You do?
You do?
Defense has over 10,000 in Oklahoma City. There's like 5 others that I can't pronounce their name, but you got Long Wave Incorporated, which has about 200 employees. There's a lot of aerospace out there. And if you want to move out there and start working in aerospace, you want to buy a home, the median home price in Oklahoma City is $199,296.
Wow.
That's as of the first quarter 2023. Might actually be a little cheaper when they do the next update because things are kind of sliding down in almost every single real estate market right now. The cost of living in Oklahoma City is 13% below the national average. Now, if you're watching this video 10 years from now, because of its popularity, all that might change. And it might be an expensive place. That's what happened at California, New York, any place else that got popular. When more people show up, it gets expensive. That's how the world works.
Yep.
Number 3, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Normally, I wouldn't advise anyone move to Tulsa, unless they're into tractor pulls, rodeos, and paint drying. Tulsa is known for having affordable housing, friendly communities, and a lower...
Is that where the Oklahoma College, like the Sooners are? If I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong, though.
They are in Oklahoma, aren't they?
Well,
So
they would be, have to be.
Yeah. I don't know if it's in Tulsa. But if you think about it though, it's moving somewhere like that where it's a college town would be a boom, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, especially for someone his age.
Yeah.
You'd love it there,
24
mate.
hours.
It only takes 24 hours to get to Tulsa.
Am I missing something there?
You and Gene Pitney can go together.
Okay.
overall cost of living. The city is big, just like any place in Oklahoma, in energy. Energy production, energy sales, it's all here for you. Now, interesting thing about Oklahoma City and Tulsa, when I've done videos for that company, MakeMyMove.com, they always have things for Tulsa and Oklahoma City. You just go to their website, check it out. They're not sponsoring this video, I'm just telling you. If you're one of the people thinking about moving to one of these places and you have, let's say, a tech job or something like that, look in on that website and see if they're offering any money to help you move there. If you want to buy a house in Tulsa, Oklahoma, the median home price in first quarter 2023 was $196,555.
Not bad.
Their overall cost of living is 11% below the national average. Number 2, Wichita, Kansas. Wichita is kind of known for affordability. I mean, that's the only reason a lot of people move there. It's cheap. Like most cities in the middle of the country, Wichita wouldn't be here if it wasn't for a river. In this case, it's 2 rivers. It's the Arkansas River and the Little Arkansas River. This is where they meet. So what I found interesting when I went here, there's this little monument where they meet called the Keeper of the Plains. One river, the Arkansas River, is kind of like a greenish color. Well, the other one's kind of brown, and then they mix in the middle there. Wichita is an interesting place. It's kind of laid back. You just get this vibe from the place. I don't know. They don't have a whole bunch of high rises. You know, they got a handful of buildings that are over like 10 stories. That's about it. The city's kind of flat, just like the surrounding area. If you're looking for work here, they got aerospace, they got manufacturing, and they're big in healthcare in Wichita. If you want to buy some real estate in Wichita, your median home price is $186,579. Their overall cost of living is 11% below the national average. That's not bad. Got a low cost of living, low home price, and
Are we going to take a guess for the last one then?
Do you know what I've noticed so far though? There's no real big major international airports at any of them in these big cities.
That's the problem, isn't it?
Yeah. So if I was going to buy one as like a holiday home, something like that,
Okay.
I'd need to fly somewhere before it then connect
Yeah.
to a regional airport. But you know, I guess living near big international airports, that's one of the draws of going into sort of like a lot of businesses.
Yeah.
For transportation and for passenger wise.
Yeah, but I think the flights internally are quite cheap,
They
aren't
are, yeah, but at the same time, compared to what they are here anyway. But at the same time, it's they've noticed no major international airport in any of them.
No.
But Oklahoma City has a massive appeal to me.
It
watching
does.
that, watching that video.
Maybe that's where we should
It's-
go.
Yeah, even Tulsa. I thought Tulsa looked okay.
Yeah.
Wichita, that looks a bit.
Boring.
Yeah.
Decent neighbors.
I'm going Milwaukee though.
Oh, we
All
didn't say
right, if
anything,
you're
did we?
looking,
Do you want to
to
go?
move
Do you want to get your guess? And I'm saying Milwaukee. I don't think it will be now because I think it's too big a city compared to the ones they're showing now.
I'm gonna say
I'll go Green Bay then.
Green Bay. I think that's.
I think that's quite expensive.
I think it will be. Yeah, just purely
I
based on
don't know.
Lambeau Field.
I
People
don't
wanting
know.
to go there.
Maybe I'm wrong.
I'm going to go with. I think you might be right with Milwaukee. That's a good shout. But they've done quite a few sort of like southern states, haven't they? So I'm going to go somewhere like
Birmingham, Alabama.
Yeah, somewhere like that. Is it Hartford down there? Down one of them.
I thought Hartford was Connecticut.
Is it Hartford, Connecticut? In the another Hartford down in Tennessee or somewhere like that.
I'm not sure.
I'm going to go with what's in Tennessee. Nashville.
Florida
No,
one.
Nashville would be too much.
You
Big
said
airport there.
Jacksonville.
I'm going to say Jacksonville, Florida, but it's East Coast. I can't see. You know,
It's
the
too
South
nice.
Carolina one, that was East Coast, but it was inland. Yeah.
What about one of the Dakotas?
Nah,
Is there even a major city there?
Idaho? Boise, Idaho.
What do you say?
Is there even a major city there?
Yeah.
Dakotas.
North Dakota. So is it South Bend, North Dakota? South Bend's Indiana.
Des
So, yeah,
Moines or something.
Des Moines.
Des Moines.
We'll find out now. Anyway, let's go.
one of these cities or any city in the United States, there's a
Boise,
link in
Idaho.
the description area
Okay.
for Home and
Wonderful.
Money. That's a website that has all kinds of things to help you find your new home. And number one, Birmingham, Alabama.
I said it!
Has some crime more than any other city on this
See,
list.
that's got a big
They have
airport.
some incredible areas that aren't filled with crime, and those places are
I'm not leaving there and moving to another Birmingham.
No,
though.
you've done enough Birmingham.
I've done enough Birmingham, yeah.
still affordable. This whole city is just so cheap, you know, you kind of overlook the crime a little bit. Is it as dangerous as St. Louis, Detroit, or Memphis? Absolutely not. But it's got some crime. Birmingham has one of the most affordable real estate markets in the nation. And their cost of living goes like this. So you got high cost of living, average cost of living, low cost of living. Birmingham's below that. Their ranking is called dirt cheap. If you want to buy a home in Birmingham, Alabama, their median home price in the first quarter of 2023 was $104,878. Like I said, it might be worth the risk. Their cost of living is 17% below the national average. You could live in Birmingham, Alabama decently on minimum wage. So you'd be like working at Taco Bell right now and paying all your bills in Birmingham, Alabama.
No, I didn't like the look of that neither. Didn't look great.
It didn't look great, but for the price you're paying,
Yeah.
not even that far from like Atlanta.
Yeah. It's quite a big airport in
Is
Birmingham.
it?
as well.
Where's the Alabama Crimson Tide? Is that Birmingham? You can get
No.
to is that not?
Alabama Crimson Tide are in is it Tuscaloosa?
I have no
Tuscaloosa.
idea. Let's get the wrong
Yeah,
Somewhere like
that rings a bell there.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But
But even so, that's near Birmingham, though, isn't it?
won't be far because it's in the state of Alabama.
You can
So
drive.
it won't be far away at all. But at the same time, there's probably nicer places to live. It's like here in the UK. So I can say you can live in Manchester for the medium house price. If it was something, I could put you in parts of Gorton and say
Yeah.
the medium house price is 84,000. You go 84,000. See, yeah, but you're living in Gorton.
Gorton, yeah.
It's a shithole. One of them sort of thing, or Denton, somewhere like that.
Yeah.
But you've got to keep in mind that the way of
Birmingham and Tuscaloosa is pretty close.
But it's like I say, it's
So you can go watch the Crimson Tide games and be living cheap.
yeah. There you go. Go and do it.
I'm gonna do
We
it.
know someone who lived in Birmingham, didn't we? Didn't Barry's sister move to Birmingham? Alabama.
I think it was, yeah.
Christine.
Yeah, Christine.
Yeah,
moved
sure she
there.
did, yeah. And she married someone from there, didn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah, married a guy there. Yeah. Anyway, affordable housing, Aidan.
Yeah.
I'm going to put together a GoFundMe if someone
Yeah.
wants to set up for Aidan to get over to the USA.
Kick him out.
Kick him out, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll catch you on the next one.
Cheers.
Bye.